Hello everyone, it's time for another Travel First. Today we are just out in our yard. Today we're talking about our first time taking a trip by train. And my first time taking a trip by train, and I'm specifically referring to like Amtrak here because we live in the United States, I checked with my dad and it was in 1979, late 1979 or 1980. And we just went, he and I, to Chicago. I think we went to visit like a friend of his or something. And I don't really remember that at all. But my first big overnight Amtrak trip was in 1984, I think it was. And my grandma and grandpa, my dad's parents, and my dad and me and my brother went to Colorado. We went to like Denver, and then I think we rented, we might have gone as far as like Glenwood Springs. And then I think we rented a car, and we also went, I remember we rode the Durango and Silverton Historic Railroad on that trip, and we also drove to Arizona and went to the Grand Canyon. So that was a pretty major trip. Now I do remember on that one, my grandparents got a really nice sleeper car room, like one of the big ones with the bathroom in it and everything. And I don't remember, I think my dad and my brother and I were in coach, but my dad always liked getting sleeper cars, but I don't know how we would have done that unless we had a family bedroom. So I'm not sure. But anyway, that was my first major trip on an Amtrak. And if you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that we go on trains all the time. We haven't taken an Amtrak trip since Megan was a baby, but we've taken lots of other trips, including one that's coming up next week where we took a historic, cool steam train ride in Colorado. So be sure that you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss that video coming up. Okay, Megan.
Yes.
Megan's first big Amtrak trip, and the only one she's taken, was with Grandpa, me, my then husband, Andrew, and Megan was a baby. She was just turned 1. It was June, so right after her birthday, and we went to Washington, D.C., and then we also rented a car and went to like historic Williamsburg and stuff like that. She does not remember this. Do you?
Debatable. I've always had like really weird, vague memories that were apparently from when I was like a baby, or like even when I was in the womb. I don't understand, but I have very clear memories from when I believe I was very little. One of them was Grandpa was holding me. I was small, and Grandpa was holding me, and we were in some sort of train station.
Oh.
And it was all like modern and fancy, and the train, like we were in the main station, and then you went through like slidey doors to get to the part where the train was, and the train like was past there, and it was like an Amtrak train, and so I don't...
Maybe she does remember. I don't know. She was really little, but we have taken lots of other train rides, but they're all like historic steam train rides, so I don't think it would have a station like that. So that's interesting. Yeah. And Ben? Come here.
Hi.
Ben has not taken Amtrak yet.
No.
Ben has not had an Amtrak trip.
Cry.
He's sad. He really would like to travel by train.
I want to do it this year. But the pandemic.
And we're not real comfortable with the idea of traveling in an enclosed train right now. So
train is like...
go on a train, the Georgetown.
Oh yes, but we sat outside, and that video's coming next week.
A train is like the worst place you could possibly
be.
It's like a bathroom.
Right. So we're sorry about the sawing or drilling or whatever my neighbors do on Saturdays. So that's definitely high on our list too. We don't have that on our list of things we're looking forward to, but Ben definitely does want to take a big overnight Amtrak trip, right? Because the thing he wants is he wants to sleep on the train and eat on the train, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So that's something that we have on our wish list to do with Ben. Thank you, Ben.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
When was your first train trip? Have you ever taken an overnight train trip, either Amtrak or maybe in Europe or in Asia? I've done that too. I've been on trains in Europe. So tell us about it in the comments below. How old were you? Where was it? What kind of train? What was it like? We'd love to hear your stories. Thank you everyone for joining us for today's episode of Travel Firsts. Be sure to subscribe. Safe travels.